Right guys, we're gonna make a combi slip D. Never failed me this week. In weedy lights, silky lights, gravel lights, any light always seem to hook on my bottom corner at lips. What we'll need, some putty, a little bait through, some crimp, obviously the tools you need, stripping tools, crimp, baiting needle, short baiting needles, pair of scissors and a pulley tool to tighten it all up after. Some slunk tubing, I'll be using silk, anti-tangle sleeve, and then I like to use a wide gate up, size 6 prefer. I prefer to use the Pro Chod Mono 25, that's £26 light, but I like to use the rock bottom Ridge Monkey £25 silk soft coated braid. First I like to grab some mono, at least about 12" mono. You can always trim it down, always size it, and then I'll get roughly about 8" braid, soft coated, I prefer. I get my stripping tool. Obviously if you look, I don't think you're going to focus, it's really soft coated and it's stiff still, but not as stiff. Yeah, I put one end through, it's hard to get it to focus, so it's like that. And I tend to put my thumb there, just so I know it don't slip. Grab the other end and just slowly pull the coating off. That's one half. You need to split the full lot. Let me get this one in. Grab that end, strip it back, and you'll be left with standard braid. Once it's focused, just a standard soft braid. Now I'll get my braid, get it loop to loop, tag end to tab end. I like to, and then you grab your braid, your mono or chod leader, whatever you prefer to use. So I like to do a small loop. You get the loop of this and try to get it to focus. Not seeming to focus on it. Loop that goes through, and you grab the both ends, grab the tab end of your braid, and I tend to go down 4 times, 2, 3, 4. Then you grab it there, the same way as your braid went through the loop, the 2 tab ends of the braid, and let me try to get it to focus. The 2 tab ends of the braid. Wants to go through the same way as the loop went through. Try it. It's like that. And then you want to grab the loop and the tab end, but you want to pull the loop slowly. Let's put some sliver on it. I like to grab my pulley tool. You've got it like that, sliver on, pull the loop, tight, super tight, and now it's done. Let's dry it out so you can see it, and you'll be left with, once it focuses. It's not focusing very well. Yeah, left with like that. So you get a loop. So you want to cut off your tab ends, what are not necessary, so these two and that piece. Get the scissors. That's 1, 2, 2. You'll be left with loop and 2 little pieces like that. Right, for the next stage, I tend to put my anti-tangling sleeve on so I know it's on. Just shove it through on the, for me, mono side. Then I'll get a size 0.7 crimp. These have never ever failed me. Always worked. Corders 0.7. Put it through one end of the crimp. Oh, it has shock in there. That's in. I tend to grab it and try work out the size I would like my rig to be. Roughly I like about 7-inch. Put the other end of the tab end through the other side of the crimp. I tend to pull that down. I don't use a swivel here because I always use a quick release swivel on my helicopter clips. Any leader setup you would use, rubber tubing, always have a quick release clip on ready so I can just change my rigs. So now I'll crimp this crimp down with my size 0.7. These are not the best crimps. I would advise to buy the quarter ones, but if I can get it to focus, it'd be like that, and then we're going to crimp it. Nice and crimped. Now we're going to cut the tab end off and slide the anti-tangling tubing up. And now you'll end up with just a little loop at the end, just like that. So we're going to move on to the next step. So next step, we're going to get some shrink tubing. I'll be using soap. I am running out of this stuff. I've got last one to make this rig, so I'll make it useful. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut off about a centimetre. This is going to cover the knot, get it to focus, the knot of the mono going to the braid. Just for the fish's safety, that's all. We're going to slide it over. Obviously when you've got your kettle boiled, you'll be able to steam it down, drink it. I'm just boiling my kettle now, so I'll be able to show you the final product. And then next, we're going to cut roughly about 3 centimetres off of the tubing. And I like to, it's strange, but I like to shove my needle like deer in just so ending, you'll see an end. But I find it works so much better. Once I get it in, let me just focus and get it in this hole. My hands are really sweating. You end up just going in there, just a quick little nip straight in, and we'll just shove it all the way through. And then I'll get my other baiting needle, my long needles, I find it 10 times easier. And I'll go through the other side and just hook the little hole you just put in. Just so it pops through like that. And it focuses. Just so it pops through like that. You know, I shove it all the way through. Get the braided side first. Hook on. And just slide it on. There's not enough done, it's just down for steaming. It's my kettle starting to boil. So what we'll do now, we're just getting, I tend to use these lighter hooks because it's pretty sharp, and I always change my hooks after every fish, but I've used every one. I've never failed, but I always use the side 6. Just love wide gates. I will be using this one. This is my last in before I obviously need to buy some more. It's sharp hook, very sharp hook. You can just see the pinpoint of that hook. It's so sharp, it just bends once it hooks a fish, and you just have to change it. You grab the tab end of the braid, just push them very close together, that loop. If I can get it to focus, very close together. Can't through the front of the eye first, straight through, over, so you've got it on like that. Then I'll grab my little bait screw, little tiny bait screw. That's on. Get the loop, grab your hook, and what you're going to do, you're going to pull that loop over the hook. So you're going to end up creating a little slip D. I'll try to do this. So it's just on. Sorry about the focus, it's very hard to try to do camera in and making videos at the same time. Okay, I've got it on like that. And now I'm going to slide the tubing up onto the shank of the hook. So it's like that. And I'm going to tease the D down. Because as you notice with this rig, you can actually play with the D. So you'll be able to just tease it. Just like that. I don't tend to have a lot of play in it because it'll move with this little swivel. But it's just enough. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to steam it down into position, and then I'm going to show you the rig. And then you'll end up with a finished product like that. Obviously once you're steaming, steam your mono so it's nice and straight. But, that is the finished product of the rig, and you can actually change the D. You will have to change the tubing, string tubing. You can slide it back on, but I would change it because it's not always back in the same position for that. Oh, as you do it slightly bent over. Watch what you're doing on the kettle though, you can burn your fingers where you're being close to the hook. And just look at that. it's got enough play in there, so once it picks it up, it's slamming. Now what I like to do as well, just for this, I know I'm using wafters and they don't really pop up a lot, but I like to put a little bit of putty at the end of there, just so I know it's got that little bit of weight to pull it down. Let me just grab a little bit. Not a lot, just a tiny bit. Just get it nice and soft. Just got a little tiny bit like that. That might be a little bit too much, to be honest. I'm just going to take a little bit off. And then I just like tease it right. Just so it's like that. Now I know that's just going to sink perfectly. If I put a pop-up on, it's going to sit just off a little bit. You can make it a lot more shorter if you want to have it less off the bottom for a pop-up, for it up like that. So I'll show you this rig in the water now, just so you know how it sits. Now we're going to drop the rig in. Just like I'm saying, it just sits nicely on the bottom. Just nicely off the bottom. It always hammers them. As soon as I pick that leg up, that hook is down, ready to nail them. And so like I said, I'll show you where I pop up on real quick. If you're going to put a pop up on, you would probably want to put a little bit more putty on, but like I was saying, it will sit a little bit higher unless you put your putty a little bit lower. But it's all down to the situation, weedy weights and that. You can get away with a big lift off at weed, it will work. It's a game changer rig, perfect for any type of weights. And it's like I say, you can change up so you're not exactly like you're wasting a rig every time your hook goes blown. You're not wasting materials like braid, etc. It's just a game changer.